welcome back to the channel, and for today's video I'm going to be showing you this meme deck that I just created that surprisingly works really well. So let's hop on the deck list and I'll show you what I am working with. Alrighty, so here is the deck list. Now when I say meme, you've probably seen an iteration of this deck before. There's a deck list out there that's like the Frosmoth and Friends deck list toolbox deck, where you basically have Frosmoth and Radiant Greninja and then a bunch of other random basic Pokemon that kind of play into a bunch of different situations. So a lot of them actually do play one of this Lapras. And so let's talk about this Lapras real quick. So Lapras, for 3 energies, you're doing 110, but if one of your Pokemon has been knocked out the turn previous, you can still hit for 110, but then you also paralyze the opponent's Pokemon. So it's really great in locking your opponent's Pokemon in the active. They would have to dig, use their shady dealings to try and get switches, try and use escape ropes and things like that to get their Pokemon out of the active. So I really like this card and I love this pairing with the Barraskewda. Now I really like the Barraskewda. So if you don't know what Barraskewda does, it has the attack targeted skewer for 1 energy. You can do 20 damage to your opponent for each damage counter on that Pokemon, but it has to be on the bench. So what essentially happens, Lapras is in the active, it's paralyzed your opponent's active, they're hit for 110, they scramble to try and find some sort of switching option. If they're stuck in the active, all you need to do is just do Irida for a Pokemon and an escape rope, and then you can just switch their active into the bench, put the Barraskewda out, and then just hit that thing that's been paralyzed the turn previous for the knockout pretty much. Because of this attack, if they're doing 110, you're going to be doing 220 on top of that, so that's 330, taking out most VMAX Pokemons, definitely taking out VSTARs with big charms and things like that. So these 2 cards actually work really well, and because Irida is in the format at the moment, you can easily just Irida, grab a Pokemon, grab the escape rope, and get the full combo going really well. Now, the other things that we play in this deck is obviously the Radiant Greninja. It's so good. It's perfect in this deck list as well, because you can go in with a Radiant Greninja and start pinging your opponent's attacker so that there's 90 damage on each of them. But then you can go in with the Barraskewda and then ping something on the bench for potentially 270 damage, and if it is a V-Star that's below that, you can knock it out. Now, the other thing that we play is the Diancie. I've been trying a bunch of different versions of this deck. I tried Sobble line, I tried Snorlax, I tried Crobat, I tried Bibarel. I think Diancie is just all that you need, right? Because a lot of the times what happens is you're trying to set up all of your basics and you'll just get boss KO'd, which is not the end of the world. We actually have a bunch of different ways to recover from that, but having the Diancie in the active just forces your opponent to not boss, and then all you do is just come in with the Lapras after they knock out the Diancie and then just paralyze, and then they're just scrambling to do other things too. So yeah, I really like the Diancie, and the Spike Draw is just also just icing on the cake, and you can hit something for 20 damage, which could actually add up in terms of that Barraskewda's attack. So some things to note about this deck list is we are playing a heavy line of escape ropes. You constantly want to keep switching from your active, switching your opponent's active. Other things to really note are the 2 Irida line. Now I would recommend maybe playing 1 more Irida. The 2 line has been good for me. The only reason why I don't play 1 more, if I haven't tested with 1 more, is because for some reason I can't pull Irida. I only have the 2, and the 2 has been working so far for me, so I really like it. The reason why 2 is good here is because we want to have 2 of the Nessa. Nessa is really, really great for late game, because if for some reason your opponent just snipes a Lapras and knocks it out, you can just Nessa, get a Lapras back, 3 energies, put it on the bench, attach it all with Frosmoth, and then just go in and do the same thing again and paralyze your opponent's active Pokemon. So Nessa is really, really great in this. And the one thing I really love about this deck is that it's all single prizes. So you can afford to get knocked out here and there. Don't be scared that your opponents are getting KOs and taking prizes, because eventually all you're going to try and do is just paralyze a VMAX and then try and just like switch it onto the bench and then just get 3 prizes easily that way. So this deck somehow really synergizes well. That is pretty much it for the deck list. Let us hop onto the ladder and I'll show you some of the matches that I got with this deck list. If I go capture energy, I can grab another Snom just in case if I am fearful of getting knocked out. Nah, I'm not that fearful at the moment. Let's just go ahead, and we have Frosmoth in hand. Maybe I shouldn't have put it in active. Let's go ahead, do capture energy here. I can go and grab Diancie. We have 3 Laprases. We do have our other Frosmoth. This is fine. I'm gonna go ahead with this and pass. Got a little alfalfa. Oof. Yeah, I don't normally wear my hat like this, but it's really hard to get good lighting when you're wearing the bill forward. So I figured I would turn it around, you know, get serious. It does make me look like a real Pokemon trainer. All right, it looks like we're going up against a Raikou. I was looking at the name to see if I was playing this earlier, but it may not be. And so the fire energy is telling me that this is probably a Rayquaza deck. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this Frosmoth in play. Let's bump that Stadium. I'm okay with just doing this. It's not ideal. I do want to get this out of the active. I can. And then I can actually attach, yeah, this seems better. I'm going to attach to the Diancie Go Rope. That does get them their Raikou in the active, which is unfortunate, but at least I have a turn of protection. Oh no, they're just going to send the Bidoof. And then we'll just go Spike Draw, hit this for 20, and then draw some more things. Energy's good. I would like to get a couple more. What I can do is if they don't have, oh, this is a counter box. Okay, that makes more sense. So this is the dog counter box essentially. So you have Raikou for the Palkia matchup, Entei for the Dialga matchup, Suicune for whatever, Blaziken, yep, sure, Arceus VSTAR, yep, sure. So they have a bunch of stuff. Is Blaziken... Okay, they're gonna switch again. Fair enough, take good use of all that fleet footing. And then they just would pass. Okay, I like this. Irida. Irida could give me Bucket. I know they have VSTAR in hand, so I might actually just go with Marnie here. We can go Ice Stance to the Lapras. And yeah, I think Marnie's gonna be better in this situation because I know they have the VSTAR, so they can grab whatever they want. And I don't want them to do that. So I'm gonna put it to the bottom of the deck. We do get a bunch of ropes, which is not too bad. I do want to get the Arrokuda in play. We do prize 1 Irida and 1 Marnie and 3 water energies. Okay, so we got to be mindful of our water energies then. I can bench another Lapras and then we'll just go Spike Draw again, hit this for 20, and then Research and water energy is pretty good. Actually, I don't want to get rid of these ropes, unfortunately. They have Friends and Galar? Why? Why though? Why couldn't the Friends just draw 4? You know, they should make a trainer where there's like, if you have Marnie, Gloria, Bead, Hop, and then this guy in your deck or something, or in the prize or something, I don't know. If you just have like all of them somewhere, you can draw like 7 cards. Just draw 7 cards, right? But they're gonna get the Starbirth anyway, which is fine. What I can actually do is burn one of these ropes to get something of theirs in the active. I'm not sure what though. What are they trying to do? I guess Babero and they got Flaffy in play, so that's probably the most important thing. They can go in and start attacking with the Raikou, but this has a 3 energy retreat cost. This one only has 1. Interesting how they did that with the dogs. And then go to Lightning Rondo. How do I play this? I do need to still get a couple more energy. We prized a lot of them, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna go Ice Dance. I don't want to get rid of all these ropes though. Getting rid of the ropes feels bad. Because if I do rope, what do they give me? It could give me Blaziken. I do want to hit this though. see, is there anything worth... I guess I can do Ordinary Rod. Let's just do the energy, just because I know that we're short on energy, so I want to make sure I hit that. Let's go research here. We are going to get rid of the ropes, that's fine. And we do get enough energies to make it count. So let's do this. We're going to go Evo Incense for the Barraskewda. And then Evo Incense for the other Frosmoth. Barraskewda has 1 retreat cost, right? Yep. So it has 1 retreat cost. I can do this. This has that. I can even go with the choice belt. And let's do this. I'm going to put 1 energy here. And then potentially just 1 energy on the Greninja. Maybe I should have saved that for this Barraskewda, but let's just do this. I'm going to retreat. And then just go with the Raging Freeze, paralyze this in the active. Now they would have to get a switching card. They already used Starbird, so they can't search for it. They're just gonna go fleet-footed, which is fair enough. And then they got Towers of Water, but that's only gonna help with Blaziken. I'm wondering if they play like the VMAX, but what like special energy? Because I'm pretty sure Blaziken VMAX only accelerates special energy, right? So they are well aware they're going to lose that. And yeah, I think we just take 2 prizes here. What I could do is boss, but that's not really necessary. I do need to see more cards, and then KOing this will get me some more energy too, so let's just do Raging Freeze for the knockout. So we're hitting for 140. They would need double turbo in order to attack. Irida's not too bad. Water energy's better. I can go ahead, try and grab like Bucket. I don't think we used a Bucket yet, no. Try and grab Bucket, get some more water energies in play. I can go ahead and try and... Oh no, they actually can Flaffy. Okay, I forgot about the Flaffy. So they can still attack with this Arceus. But this is actually fine. Because I can also go Raging Freeze onto this. And then potentially retreat, boss, knock out the Arceus. Now they have Zeraora V. There's a lot going on to this list, which I really like, to be honest. It's like a fire lightning box. Let's go Irida. We can grab another Lapras, I guess, and then maybe, well, let's see how many energies are in the decks too. So I think that's fine. Do we have Nessa? We do have our Nessas. I could grab Choice Belt here, but then I don't have enough energy. Yeah, I have to do this. Okay, so we're gonna go Lapras and Bucket. What I might do is actually bench the Diancie and then go Bucket. And then we just go Ice Dance onto the Lapras. And then we can retreat, go into this Lapras, and go Raging Freeze. It's gonna buy us a turn. Hopefully we can figure out a way to KO this Arceus. Now I wish I had the Choice Belt now. I maybe should have saved it for when the Arceus came into play, but I didn't want to risk them like Marnie and getting that in play. Or getting that out of play. What I could potentially do is try and power up. I could boss up the Entei and actually knock it out for 2 prizes, which would be very funny because then I can just Barraskewda. No, they're gonna boss me. That's fine, I guess. I did get rid of a lot of my rope, but I do have Balloon in the deck. I just don't know if I want to get rid of boss. I'm fine with getting rid of boss now. So let's just go ahead and let's do this. I'm going to quick ball, thin the deck out, get this Manaphy out of the way, because I don't think this is going to attack unless this attacks. So I'm going to go research. That's going to get rid of a boss, which is unfortunate, but we do get Balloon, which is way better. I can go energy retrieval, grab, and then get rid of the Flaffy. That's my plan. I'm gonna go energy retrieval, or training court first, then energy retrieval, get these guys. We have Nessa, so we can pretty much go off next turn. I'm gonna Ice Dance to the Greninja now. And then all we need is boss on the Entei. How much? Yeah, I think I do need to hit the Arceus at this point though. So I'll go Balloon, retreat into the Greninja, and then go Moonlight Shuriken, hit this, and then hit... To be fair, I don't know if I need to necessarily do that, but I am going to just knock out the Flaffy so they don't have energy in circulation anymore. So they can't just power up whatever they need. And then in this case, what this can do is I can boss up something. I'm trying to think. Okay, they can knock out this. I knock it out by paralyzing it. And then the last thing I need to do is just Nessa, and then I could just KO this with another Lapras. So this is one prize, this is two prize, and the Lapras is the third prize. So I think I'm okay. I'm feeling pretty confident. They do have the VMAX. Ooh, I definitely want to now take out the VMAX then. So if they retreat, go into the VMAX, I still have Nessa, so that's totally fine. There's also a Raihan in the deck somewhere, so that's something that we can utilize. Friends and Galar, just use Avery. Avery would have ruined me. They do get another Mareep in play. So if I can, if they just knock me out with a Greninja, I can just Nessa and then KO these two. So putting that in play definitely hurts their chances. This is in range, that's in range. So I might just go that route. They're just gonna go with Clutch. Ah, I can't retreat. Interesting. So what I can do is just boss then. Fair play, sir, fair play. Now, because this attacked, they could retreat, go into Zeraora, use Crossfist, hit this for 100, and then they can hit something for 160. So they could knock out any of these guys, and that's two prizes. Now, the thing is, though, if they do that, they don't win. And all I need is this Nessa in hand in order to win. I probably should have bossed up the Entei. It has a higher retreat cost. This they can just attach and then retreat. But this is also fine. All I need is to attack with Greninja, and I'll take my last three prizes. Or if they do try to come in with the Blaziken again, I can just retreat. Or if they come up with the Blaziken again, I could try and attack with Lapras and two-hit KO it if they don't have any sort of switching option. Let's see what's in their deck. They got rid of two switches. They attached a Balloon, which is unfortunate. Okay, so they are gonna KO a bunch of stuff, but they can't necessarily KO everything. Oh, unless they Marnie. Please don't Marnie. If they Marnie my hand, that would probably be the worst thing. But I think there's another Nessa in the deck, so I should be fine. Yeah, they're just gonna go Crossfist. Whoa. And they're gonna knock out those two. That's totally fine. Because what I'll do is just promote the Frosmoth. That's just two prizes, right? Yeah. I can promote the Frosmoth. go Nessa. Grab the Greninja and then 3 energies. And then I can just power up another Greninja and then knock out the Arceus and that Flaffy that they benched. We'll just retreat, go in with the Radiant Greninja, and then just go Moonlight Shuriken, take out these 2 for our last 3 prizes. I'm surprised how well this deck has worked. It took a while. There was so many iterations of this deck. I did not know how it could actually possibly run, but somehow we're still making it in the end, which is baffling. We will draw a card. Marnie is not too bad. We got double Barraskewda. What I might do is go Quick Ball, get rid of one of the Barraskewdas, go ahead and grab myself the Greninja, start drawing into some cards. They have the Oricorio inactive, so they would probably need to try and get a retreat option, which would be nice. We could put the balloon on the active, but I'm full expecting them to try and knock me out here. So what I'll do is attach the water energy. The thing is, Oricorio makes it so that we do 20 less damage. But where else am I going to put the water energy? Let's just put the water energy on the Radiant Greninja next turn. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Snom, but we could potentially grab Lapras with Irida. Maybe a bucket. They're going to go Battle VIP Pass, get their squad rolling. The VIPs are out. They're gonna go Cram. They do get heads. That's an Alessa. They could Alessa Sparkle. Sparkle. Get their energies. Okay, so what are they trying to do? They're just getting all the passes. That's what they want. Of course. That's all they need. So I'm seeing 3 Genesects and Mew Meloetta. That seems fair. They could attach to Alessa Sparkle. They have Choice Belt to thin their hand. They do have that Sparkle play. So energy attachment, retreat, and then KO the Manaphy for 1 prize. Now we still have a shot, maybe. I have to feel confident in this deck. The deck is supposed to run off of getting knocked out, right? You want to get knocked out so that you can start attacking with Lapras and things like that. The only problem is we don't have those things on the bench. So we'll see if we can maybe Marnie here. That might be better than Irida. Irida does get us the Snom, but at what cost? What cost? Maybe I should have just kept the water energy in hand just so I could use concealed cards. But we'll just see. We'll just see what my opponent does. Do they get the knockout even this turn? They're fishing for... I don't even know. I doubt they play Scoop Up Net, so they're probably fishing for Switch or Rope. Those would be probably the best thing for them. Might even play switching cards just in the case. Yep, they have the switch. They do go in with the Mew and not the Meloetta, which is interesting. So they aren't just going to go with the energy mix. Unless they can get a energy attachment, they can go with Psychic Leap. They do get the Old Cemetery, which is actually quite bad because the Ice Dance ability, like that Old Cemetery pings every single time you use Ice Dance, so it's not the greatest, I will say. To be fair though, they are down 1 switch. Realistically, they probably play like, oh, they got rid of a rope. They are down 1 switch and 1 rope, which is beautiful. 1 switch, 1 rope is good. Realistically, they play like a 2-2, maybe a 3-2. But I highly doubt they play that many. They are just gonna go with the energy mix, so we are in the game for 1 more turn. We will see if that can get us anything. They can go energy mix, 1 Fusion Strike energy on the Mew, and that is pretty much it. Now, if I go with the Irida, that gets me the Snom. I could retreat. I could get Bucket, draw into some more things. let's do that, because if they have boss, Irida could also get me quick ball. If they boss, we have Nessa, so that also helps. So let's do this. I'm gonna go Irida, thin out the deck. I'm gonna grab the Snom. This is in hopes that they don't boss me next turn and take away the Snom. I would love to get Diancie, so maybe a quick ball off of this bucket play will be really nice, because then I can go bucket here, grab 2 energies, discard one of them for the concealed cards, and then hopefully grab myself some sort of quick ball. I know I could have grabbed quick ball from the Irida, but I also want to attach to it and then do spike draw as well, which will also net me some more cards. We do get the Lapras though, which is decent. We could play that down, and I might even just put energy onto the Lapras. We have Evo Incense for next turn. I could still go with Radiant Greninja, but I'm actually not going to KO because of that Oricorio. Yes, we're going to have to do this here. Old Cemetery, forgot about that, but that's fine. We'll just leave that as is. Now I'm assuming they have boss. They have boss. Okay. They go for the Greninja, actually. Which is actually fine by me. They boss the Greninja, which means they're gonna get a knockout here. If I can get, I could go with energy retrieval off this Irida, or I can go Marnie, or I can go Nessa. Actually, I might go Nessa here, which means what I can do, unless I have Rope. But even then, at Rope, I just throw the Manaphy back up. So they boss up the Greninja. They're gonna get a knockout here, which is totally fine. What we'll do is we'll promote either the Manaphy or the Snom, Air Balloon, Evo Incense for the Frosmoth, and then get the Nessa, the 3 energies back, attach them to the Lapras. I might actually go with... Ooh, what's my play here? If I go with Irida, I can actually bench more things, and then I eventually will have the Barraskewda, because that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm gonna go Melodious Echo for 240. They're also down 2 tablets too, so that's good to know. Let's throw the Manaphy back up, because highly doubt that they'll boss up the Manaphy. We get the Capture Energy, which is actually beautiful. What I'm gonna do is throw the balloon here. I'm gonna go Capture Energy to the Lapras. I know we're gonna keep getting hit with that, but I just want to see what is in my deck. I have 1 Arrokuda left, which is good to note. We have energy retrieval, so I can go with that play instead and save the Nessas for a little bit later. Yeah, so let's go get the Arrokuda. Throw that onto the bench. We got Evo Incense for the Frosmoth. We do have the other one in the deck, so that's good to note as well. We can do this. We can go Irida, get Retrieval, and maybe, okay, I played that wrong. I should have, well, actually, no, this actually works, because then I can go grab Snom too, and that way if they do boss up the Frosmoth, then we do have another out to the Ice Dance, and then we'll just go with the energy retrieval here. We can do this. I can bench the other one, go energy retrieval, grab myself 2 energies. We can go Ice Dance, attach 1 to the Lapras, and then the other one to the Arrokuda. That way we can have it set up just in case if they do retreat onto the bench. And then all we need to do is just go retreat here, go into the Lapras, and then Raging Freeze for 110. And then we just kind of see if they go ahead and try to retreat onto the bench and hit with the Meloetta. If they do, then Arrokuda can just come in and snipe, or Barraskewda, obviously, but the Barraskewda will go in and snipe that Mew for 3 prizes, or they stay in the active and we just try to search for Rope. Maybe I should have Nessa then, because then Irida would have grabbed me Rope, but I can also go Marnie here and play it that way. But I'm assuming they have a huge hand, They are down 1 rope, 1 switch, but I'm pretty sure they play multiples. Just for the fact that if their Genesects get stuck in the active, they do need to retreat it. Now, even if they do find a switch though, they don't have another Mew on the bench, which means they don't have access to free retreat, so they just pass. So we definitely need to get a rope here. So I'm gonna go ahead with this. I'm gonna go Evo Incense for the Frosmoth. And drop that down here. Let's go Marnie. Marnie gets us closer to rope. We do get the rope, which is fantastic. What I can do is actually, I don't want to Diancie because I want to save that bench spot. I don't need the energy in play, so let's actually just go ahead with the rope play. Send that Mew VMAX to the bench, and then hit it for 220, but then they actually survive with Oricorio. I forgot about that. So maybe I should have hit it with Raging Freeze one more time. Dang, Oricorio, no! Okay, that's still fair. If they do come in with the Mew VMAX again, we can actually just try and snipe everything else. Because if they do come in with the Mew VMAX, the Lapras can also take the knockout that route. So we'll just go targeted Skira. We're not gonna get the KO, which is unfortunate. We only hit for 160. So it has 60 left. We hit it for 110. Oh, it's because I hit it for 110, but it was actually 90. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna hit it for 160, which means it has 60 left. And then all I would need to do is knock out. I mean, if they do come in with the Meloetta and knock out the Barraskewda that way, I can just boss KO the Mew with the Lapras and then just kind of pray for another supporter next turn. I want to see, where do I have my other boss? I do. Okay. They're gonna go rope. To be honest, if they go rope, I guess I can just give them the Manaphy. Yeah. Manaphy's not really, I just really like the pivot option, but I'm pretty sure I have more in deck, so let's just give them the Manaphy. If they are trying to stick me in the active, I do want to prevent that from happening. They can go rope boss. They are going to go in with the Mew VMAX. But that's, to be fair, that's 2 ropes down, 1 switch down. How many more switching options can they realistically play? Well, I mean, like, they could play 4-4. That's literally the max that they could play. But how many will they actually play? They actually are going to go in with the Genesect, which means they're going to try and just keep that as like a pivot option for them, which is smart. Good for them. But then that also means I could potentially knock out a Genesect for 2 more prizes. I could go in with the Greninja at some point and then ping this for 90, and then I really wish that Oricorio wasn't in play. Then I could actually ping these. I would have gotten the knockout on the Mew if the Oricorio wasn't in play. But let's see what my opponent does here. They still have a supporter, so if they can get boss, they should be able to boss up the Lapras or the Barraskewda. Either one. We don't have a Nessa. I've thought about playing Gear in this deck. I think Gear would actually be really good. So if I were to make some edits, playing Poké Gear would be really nice, because then you can just search for, say, like the boss or the Irida or the Nessa. Those are really specific cards that you kind of need at certain points. They're just gonna keep digging, which is fair. What I could actually do is, if they knock out the Manaphy, yeah, they just go Max Miracle, which means if they knock out the Manaphy, their only attacker is the Meloetta at this point. So I can go in with Barraskewda, boss up a Genesect, and then still knock out. And they concede. They concede because they knew they couldn't handle the Barraskewda Lapras mind games. That actually worked out really well. So that is going to be it for the video. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of this deck list. I really love the mind games it plays with your opponent. Do you stay in the active and get paralyzed by the Lapras, or do you go into the bench and get potentially knocked out by Barraskewda? Who knows what they will do. I had a lot of fun making the deck list, finding out how to tweak it and kind of make it a little bit more consistent. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you liked the video, then hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and then ring that bell to be notified for next week's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Retreat and then go into and then just retreat and then